Hi, I'm Severi from HoRNet Plugins. Today we're going to show you our latest plugin, the HoRNet Dynamics Control. Dynamics Control it's a plugin designed to allow you to control the dynamics of your final masters or single tracks. We thought this plugin as a kind of broadcasting processor or a final master plugin that can be also used with success with the voiceovers or podcast or any kind of track that has a wide dynamic range and you want to keep it under control and keep it always at the same level. This plugin is made by 3 different compressors that works together to reduce the dynamic range. The first one is a standard compressor that reduces the gain of the signal when the level crosses the threshold. The second one is an upward compressor that works in reverse. When the signal is below the threshold, the gain is increased by the amount specified by the ratio control, so that if the sound becomes more silent than the threshold you decide, the plugin increases the volume to allow for a minimum allowed level. Then we put there a third compressor that works in a different way from a regular compressor. It's based on our Comp3 plugin, the Comp-Exp, that it's based by itself on a telecom chip designed to reduce the noise and telecom lines. And this kind of compressor squeezes the signal around the threshold, trying to keep the average level of the signal at the threshold level. So with these 3 different compressors, you can make sure that no peaks is over what you want. No signal is quieter than what you decide, and finally average around everything around the threshold you decided, the level you decided. So it's quite easy in the way it works. We have the knobs logically laid out. We have, of course, the attack and release for the compressor. You may want to work with faster sound or slower sound, and you can tweak the release, or you want to allow more peaks to pass through or cut them up as fast as you can. And we also have added a saturation knob that works as a kind of soft clipper to allow you to trim the peaks using a soft clipping algorithm and make the compressor work less and so make everything sound more natural. The plugin uses internally an automatic oversampling algorithm that keeps the quality as always at the maximum level. For instance, if you are working at 44 kilohertz, the plugin automatically applies a 4 oversample. So let's dig into the guide and show you how the plugin works. We have a big display here where the transfer function is shown. On the x-axis you have the input level, on the y-axis you have the gain that is being applied to your signal. It goes from -12 to +12 dBs. With these knobs here you adjust the 3 different compressors, the top one, the middle one and the bottom one. Then you have attack and release and the saturation knob here. If we disable the mid compressor, you see that the top and the bottom compressor have a soft knee. If I move the threshold, it's more easier to see them. What does this graph mean? It means that if the input level is above the set threshold here, is below the set threshold here, sorry, the gain is increased up to 6 dBs. If it's Above the threshold here, it's decreased up to -6 dBs. If I move the ratio knobs, the curve changes to reflect the changes in the ratio. We suggest you to use low numbers for the ratio unless you will want to have a more dramatic effect, because the limiting, especially on the bottom one, can sound strange to the ear. I've prepared a song here to show you how it can be used to keep under control. It's an unmastered song, of course, and we are going to reduce the dynamics and keep the song around preset level here after we have tweaked these two top and bottom compressors. So let's have a listen. So we now have some gain reduction going on the loudest parts that we are keeping that under control. We don't need in this in this song the lower processing, the bottom processing compressor, because we don't have anything that goes below 30 dB. I won't go higher than that because it can sound unnatural. Let's listen. I'll have a try just to let you hear how it sounds by itself. When it crosses the threshold, the level suddenly changes, so it's not sounding natural. We are using this just to make sure that no quieter sound escape our plugin. So I will stick it to -30 dB. Then we work to keep the signal around -12 dB. That's what we want, to have it at a higher level. So I show you that using this mid compressor lets you adjust the average level that your tracks are in. So you can use the bottom one and top one as sort of a safety measure to avoid that loudest parts are escaping, are reaching the level you don't want, and use the mid one as a sort of general level adjustment. You can increase it or decrease the gain, and everything gets squeezed around the threshold you have set. The saturation can also be used to add grit. Now it's default, it's 20, and but if I increase it, I can bring it to distortion. So we can also go into distortion with the saturation. That is very helpful if you have very dynamic sound and you want to just trim fast peaks. If we change attack and release, of course, the characteristic of the compressor changes. We can go down to 1 millisecond for attack and down to 1 millisecond for release. We are not going to use these extreme times because it will sound very unnatural. But we are going to use a very fast attack sound now because we want to really trim the level and keep it under control. As you've seen during this demonstration, it clearly showed that the gain reduction goes up and down to adjust the track level to make it stay at always around the level you have decided using the controls of the compressor. So HoRNet Dynamics Control is available on www.hornetplugins.com. We have provided a demo for that just silence out every 30 seconds. So go there on the website, download it, try it out, and if you have a question, just write us and we will be more than happy to answer you. Thank you very much for watching.